She somewhere found the strength to say, I'll bear my pain to save some other mother from having to go through this. And because she put the picture of this young man's body on the conscience of America, she might have saved thousands of young black men and young black women's lives.
I believe that the whole United States is mourning with me. And if the death of my son can mean something to the other unfortunate people all over the world, then for him to have died a hero would mean more to me than for him just to have died.
Trying to get into the church to have the funeral was nearly mission impossible. I had to address the crowd on the way in and assure them that they would be able to hear the funeral services, and when we had finished, we would leave and the church would be open for them to continue to view the body.
I went to the funeral, I saw the body of Emmett, and it's like it wasn't him, you know. I can't explain it. It was like, this is not Emmett, you know. So I didn't feel any sorrow, you know, because inside I'm going to see him again, you know. That's the way I felt. That's not Emmett.
People sort of can deal with things they don't have to look at, but it's hard to view a corpse and turn your head. And it was like in your face, you're going to deal with this time. And that's why Generations Unborn owe Miss Mobley a lot, because she was able to graphically bring home what 1,000 speeches couldn't bring home. She made America deal with its ugly racial problem.
We are doing all we can do to investigate the Till murder. We have made a complete investigation and plan to go as far as possible in the prosecution of the case. I may add that we have had the full cooperation of all the white and colored citizens of LaFleur County.
It's my opinion that the guilt begins with Mrs. Bryant, and I want to see Mrs. Bryant punished, her husband, and any other persons that were in on this thing. And I feel like the pressure should start from the President of the United States and be channeled all the way down to the township of Money, Mississippi. And I'm certainly of the opinion that inasmuch as my son had to die, that I don't want his death to be a vain thing. If it can further the cause of freedom, then I will say that he died a hero.
To the President of the United States, Mr. Dwight D. Eisenhower, White House, Washington, D.C. Honorable Sir, we, the undersigned women and mothers and members of District 1, UPWACIO, call upon you, President of the United States, and your Congress to enact federal anti-lynch and anti-poll tax legislation immediately. the brutal lynching of Emmett Till, one of the most barbaric atrocities committed against a child in the history of mankind, demands prompt federal intervention for the prosecution of all persons responsible for this heinous crime. We strongly urge you, Mr. President, to call a special session of Congress in order to recommend immediate passage of federal anti-lynch and anti-poll tax laws. Only in this way can we be assured that other Negro Americans will not meet a similar death. Responsibility for federal safeguards against lynching rests with the President and his Congress. The lynching of Emmett Till demands immediate recognition of that responsibility.
The headlines began to appear that Emmett Till's mother would attend the trial. And when that message made headlines, people began to send me mail by the bushel. Dirty pictures, pictures of male organs on the newspaper that they were sending me. And sometimes it was very difficult to read the article. And then they would write different stuff on top of the print, such as bombing my house and Mayor Daley's house if I attended that trial. And my son got just what he deserved. And there was another nigger gone.
This is Mrs. Alma Spearman, the grandmother of Emmett Till. Have you had any letters, telephone calls, things like that?
A number of letters and many telephone calls.
What do they say?
Well, they threaten us with the words of like niggers and savage or uncivilized people, or people that want to be ornery and want to press our charge, whether it be right or wrong. We've even been threatened that our house would be bombed.
I think this is one of the worst and the brutalest incident ever happened in Mississippi since I've been here. And the colored people is awful depressed over it.
It was because it was a boy that they went there. They had to prove that they were superior. They had to prove it by taking away a 14-year-old boy. You know, it's in the virus, it's in the blood of the Mississippian. He can't help it.
I'd like for the NAACP or any colored organization anywhere to know that we are here giving all parties a free trial and intend to give a fair and impartial trial. And we don't need the help of the NAACP, and we don't intend for them to help. We never have any trouble until some of our southern niggers go up north and the NAACP talks to them and they come back home.
There were little jars for people to drop money in stores, in the drugstore, and the dry cleaners, and commercial places in the town of Sumner for the defense of the two men accused of the murder. And I must say it was a strange, eerie feeling and very uncomfortable feeling to see these little jars of money being collected to defend two men who, it seemed, understood were the murderers.
What are the exact charges brought against Roy Bryant and J.W. Milan, Mr. Chatham?
The formal indictment is that they did willfully, unlawfully, feloniously, and of their malice aforethought, kill and murder Emmett Till, a human being.
Is there any other charge brought against these men, Mr. Smith?
Yes, charge of kidnapping.
Is there any further description of that charge?
No.